Assalamu alaikum Dashok. Welcome back to Motor Solutions with myself, Zuhal Ashok, and my guest, John Duncombe. And we are discussing about disputed RTA claims. If you have any questions, you can call us. John will be happy to answer your questions. So John, before we went to the break, we was talking about ammunition. That client also have to plays a vital role. They have to be truthful themselves. So tonight, in a way, that we are diverting more towards honesty than actually disputed claim. And disputed claim is part of honesty.
Of course.
If you are honest, then you can face any disputed claims. You can win any disputed claims. So I remember doing a show called Honesty Pays. But today is disputed claims, but we're talking more about honesty because it's so related.
Because it's related.
Is related, and I mean, you can't just ignore one from the other. Now, experienced a lawyer that we talked about, he does play a big role, but this is why people like you are in the industry, and they need to find people like you. That they need to look for more experienced lawyers. Sometimes the lawyer could be more experienced than the barrister, and if the lawyers obviously put everything together, then the barrister life becomes much easier because barrister have less time to review the file, to review the claim.
Yep. Solicitor will put the paperwork together, put everything together, instruct the barrister. The barrister will present the claim at court. I mean, it may be useful that if your viewers understand a little bit about what we do. If it is a disputed claim and we have to go to court, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare the court proceedings.
But sometimes on a disputed claim, the client obviously believe it's not their fault at all.
Of course.
Now, you get a offer from the TPI, a split liability offer.
Yes.
I think this is where you struggle as well, because you can't persuade your client saying, look, you have to take it because we got a bigger risk. Although it's not your fault at all, there's no fault at all, but we have to bid this.
Yes.
Whatever the offer they make, you have to bid this.
Well,
if you don't bid it in the court, then you're risking everything.
That's exactly right. And what we have to do as well, we have to weigh up, as you say, the risks, and we have to explain to the client what the risks are. And if I can give you an example, you may have an offer to split the liability 50-50. Now, there's two parts of that. It may be that both vehicles are passing down a very, very narrow road and they hit each other.
Yeah.
And that is 50-50.
That is genuine 50-50.
Genuine 50-50.
I agree with you, but there are some cases it is not 50-50. For example, on a dual carriageway, driving, your client, for argument's sake, driving straight, suddenly the car in the first lane swerve into your client's lane, and then collision happened. Then it's a side damage to both of the car. Side damage to both of the car.
That's right.
Now, the damage says it could be anyone's fault.
The damage could say it be anyone's fault. And so unlike that genuine 50-50 which was going down the narrow road, what we have in the instance you've said is there is 50% chance that the judge will believe your client, and there's a 50% chance the judge will believe the other client.
But this is where your clients don't seem to understand. They think...
And at that stage, we have to explain that there is a 50% chance you're going to lose. And there's a 50%. So if there's a 50-50 offer, you may want to consider getting something rather than nothing.
Okay.
Now, if we went to court on the basis of the example that you've given and we lost completely, well, that's it. The judge has not believed us. But we could actually win 100%. On the first case, the scenario, we would certainly recommend not going to court if there was a 50-50 offer, because it's clear both sides
and it's risky.
Were risky.
But your client probably wouldn't want to understand that, because their client would very naively would say, no, it's not my fault, so why should I take it? And they sometimes end up taking the risk, going to court and lose it.
That's exactly right. And there can be consequences from that, because if we are saying to them, please, this is a risk here, and we think you should take it because it's better than getting nothing, and you refuse, then that's our instructions. We have to do it. But the end result may be that you end up paying for the barrister's fees and for all the other costs. So we have to give We have to give economic advice as well as legal advice.
Yes.
We have to tell you what we believe is sensible as opposed to what we believe may happen.
Yeah, I mean, as you know that, I mean, I'm in the industry as well, and then I do have a lot of lawyer friends like yourself, and we always, even over a cup of tea or coffee, I mean, we always talk about this industry, any upcoming changes or anything, and we all enjoy it because it is a fascinating industry in a way, because there's changes happening all the time, and you got to be up to date with everything, happening, everything's changing. Now, one of my lawyer friend, we was talking only last week, he is facing a claim where the oncoming vehicle, okay, and his client saw the oncoming vehicle, but there's not enough space for him to go past. So obviously he pulled his car between two parked cars, okay, probably half in, half out, to give way to the other one, to the oncoming vehicle. But at the same time, there's another vehicle came from behind, okay, slowed down, and the driver opposite gave flash, started flashing, saying, okay, now you can come, I'll wait.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the car who came didn't actually stop at all, slowed down, and the driver thought straight away, actually, he's flashing at me. He's flashing at me. So she actually decided to go, and at the same time, my friend's client thought, okay, he's flashing at me, so I came fast. He didn't even check if there was another car coming. He thought, okay, that's fine. So he pulled his car. So both cars pulled at the same time. A collision happened.
Yep.
Collision happened with these two cars.
Yes.
Okay. Now he's facing a problem. The insurance company.
Yep.
Don't want to take any responsibility because the car came last. I mean, she's supposed to be at fault because she didn't stop. So in a way, it's not her fault entirely, but what would you say? Is it a 50-50 case, or?
I would say it's quite a complicated case, because for a start, the person giving the flashing is giving a misleading signal.
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that.
So we've got a misleading signal. Then we've got someone who's probably...
But you can't go after the driver who gave flash. You can't go after the driver.
Well, we could do if we had their details, but I bet we haven't got their details, have we?
Probably not.
Probably not. So we've got a misleading signal. We've got a vehicle pulling out without checking as it should do for someone overtaking, and we've got someone who's overtaking without actually reading the road in front of it. Would it be 50-50? I would actually say there is probably a split liability there, 50-50 maybe, 75-25, but certainly...
But he's saying the insurance company is not budging, they don't want to make any offer.
So it's at those points that then you have to make a decision. Are we going to issue legal proceedings, and we're going to ask a judge? The wonderful thing about our legal system in this country is if there's an argument between two people, there will be a judge who will make a decision. On a case such as yours, that is almost one where it's likely to end up in court, and the judge will make a decision. Because as I say...
But from your experience, the reason obviously, I mean, I asked you, because you have more experience. So have you faced these kind of claims in the past?
From my experience, I would suggest that the person who pulled from what was looking like a parking space into the path of the person who was overtaking is probably more at fault.
Yeah, we'll talk about this more. Let me.
But you need to know a lot more than that.
Let me take your call. Hello, caller. Assalamu alaikum. ভাই সাহেব, আপনার একটা ক্লেম আছে মনে হয়, কইরা আমি আসলে শুনতে পারলাম না আপনারে, আপনি আরবার একটু ট্রাই করুকা, আমি একটুও শুনতে পারলাম না আপনারে। আপনি দুঃখিত, আপনি আবার ট্রাই করবা, আমার মনে হয় একটু সমস্যা আছে মনে হয়, আপনি দেখবার লাইনের মাঝে মনে হয় কোনো সমস্যা আছে, আপনি আবার ট্রাই করবা, দুঃখিত, আপনার লগে কথা কইতে পারছি না। So, John, as you were saying.
Yeah, the person who carried, in your instance, was carrying out a manoeuvre, was probably the person that may be more at fault.
At fault.
But you'd need to know more. You need to know a little bit more. But I would suggest that there's a joint liability there.
Thank you.
They both did something they shouldn't have done.
They shouldn't have done it, definitely. Hello, caller, assalamu alaikum.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম, আমার নাম মোহাম্মদ নজিব, আমি বার্মিংহাম থেকে ফোন করছি।
জি, ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম নজিব ভাই, ভালো আছেন আপনি?
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ, আপনার ভালো আছেন? ঈদ মুবারক।
ঈদ মুবারক আপনারও ভাইয়া।
তো আমার একটা ক্লাইম হইছে, ডিসপিউট, বুঝলেননি ডিসপিউট আমি জানি না আমার উপরে ক্লেম করে দিছে তখন আমার তো ফুল এভিডেন্স দিয়া ফাটাইতো না ইন্স্যুরেন্স কোম্পানি দুইটা সিটি দিয়াছে আমি তো কোনটাও জানি না যে গাড়ি খারেজ হইলাম বা যে হলাম আন্তা দিয়ে একটা ক্লেম করে দিছে আমার উপরে
এটা কোনো
আমার ইন্স্যুরেন্স কোম্পানি দিছে তো আমার রাস্তা তো থাকে আমার লাগা করে না আমি তো জানি না আমি তার গাড়ি সইছি করি
আপনি জানেন না যেহেতু এর লাগি তো আপনি ওয়ারি করার কোনো কারণ নাই আপনি আপনার ইন্স্যুরেন্স কোম্পানির লগালগ হইবা
ইন্তেজাম সিটি দেন তো দুইটা দিয়া আছে আমি কইছি আমারে তুই ফুল ডিটেইল দিয়া দে কিলা আমারে এভিডেন্স দিয়া দে জিও দিয়া দিত কথা দে না খালি ক্লাইম করছে তুই ওখান ফিল আপ করে দে আমি ফিল আপ করে দাম দাম জানলে তো ফিল আপ করতাম কোকা চাই
না আপনি ফিল আপ করবা ওখান নই যে ফিল আপ করিয়া ওখানে আপনি কইবা যে আপনাদের ডেসক্রিপশন যেটা আছে ডেসক্রিপশন সেকশনে আপনি ওটাও লেখবা দেন যে আপনি কোনো ক্লেম অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট ইনভলভ হইছেন না সো ইউ আর নট অ্যাওয়ার অফ এনিথিং তো আপনি তারা কইবা
আমি ওখান লিখিয়ে দিছি তার ফর্মও সে খালি লিখিয়ে দিলেছি যে আই ডোন্ট know nothing about this crime but if you do send me all the detail and information
of course and not only that I mean if anyone
আমি ফোন করে কইছি তারারে দুইবার ফোন করিয়া কইছি তিনবার ফোন করিয়া কইছি যে তোমরা যে খালি ফর্ম ছাড়ো আমার কাছে আমি তো ফর্ম কিতা লিখতাম আমি জানলে তো কোনটা লিখতাম
not only that if you send them an email saying that you never been involved in an accident you are not aware of any kind of accident your insurance company it is in their best interest as well not to pay out to any third party but sometime when you call them there are some inexperienced call handlers they don't always make notes of everything so it is better for you it is always better for you to communicate with them by email am I right John
well you certainly don't you certainly don't
আমি জানি না তো কারণ আমি কিতা লেখলাম ফর্ম এখন দুইবার ফাটাইয়া দিয়েছে আমি লিখিয়ে দিছি আই ডোন্ট নো নাথিং অ্যাবাউট দ্য অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট আই ডোন্ট হ্যাভ নো aware of any problem on the causing problem in the road between me
জি ভাই so আপনি তো obviously আপনার মাশাআল্লাহ এটা আপনার I can hear that you speak very good English as well so let's John get involved with this as well
yeah John. I mean from what I can understand, what you're saying is you've been accused of being in an accident and you don't remember anything about it, you don't recall anything about it. The first thing is please don't ignore it. If your insurance company are asking about it, tell them you weren't there. Do you know where the accident would have taken place and would you have been in that area? I've known times where accidents have been alleged when my client would have been the other end of the country. So someone's taken the wrong registration plate number plate down, that sort of thing. Find out a little bit about it, but make sure that if you weren't there, you are adamant that you weren't there and that your insurance company knows it, not just by a phone call, but by an email, by a letter, by something that can be recorded.
Recording, yeah. Recorded conversation always good. So that leaves some evidence. So you got some evidence to prove it to your insurance company.
That you've
anytime.
said it, exactly. You've
Thank you, ভাইয়া আশা করি আপনি বুঝতে পারছেন ধন্যবাদ লাইনে আসার জন্য নেক্সট কলার প্লিজ হ্যালো কল আসসালামু আলাইকুম
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম
কে কইরা ভাইয়া কইতো না কইরা
আমি আনোয়ারে মাত্রাম বেরলি থাকি
আচ্ছা কোকা ভাইয়া আপনার প্রশ্নটা
আমার প্রশ্ন হইল গিয়া আমি অ্যাক্সিডেন্টে ইনভলভ হইছিলাম ওয়ান ওয়ে স্ট্রিট আমি ড্রাইভার দর খুলছিলাম কুলার বাদে আমি বেন্ডিং হইছি টু গেট সাম কিজ এক্সপোজড আকি তো ওয়ান ওয়ে স্ট্রিট তো মেইন রোড থাকি গাড়ি একটা রুশে হামাইয়া crashed into my driver's door
but when you say
that went as a dispute আর তারা 50-50 হিসাবে আমার সলিসিটারে কথা কইলিছেন থ্রু according to them তারা অফার করছেন third party 50-50 liability and they accepted they closed the file and I'm really I'm not happy with that. I'm not.
Have you received your portion of the compensation?
Yes, I have.
You have. So now you have received, which means you accepted at some stage.
No, I've disputed it. They gave me proportional to my, the overall settlement. I mean, no claims. Access loss corsi. and I
No
was
claim
held
access.
50% liable for third-party crashing into my car. Now, what I would like to know what I can do or how I can reopen the case and get the insurance. Insurance company, they say they closed the file.
Okay, so
solicitor
brother,
firm
let
is
me
saying they closed the file. What
brother,
can
let
I
me
do?
stop you there. I hope that John understood actually what you tried to say. Let's see what he has to say. But as far as I know that if a settlement's been agreed and you have been already paid, then it would be very difficult to reopen a file. John.
It would to an extent. The first question I'm going to ask is, did you actually have a solicitor?
I mean, accepting Gorsina settlement, which is me.
Okay, so you did not accept any settlement.
Did you have a solicitor working for you, or was it the insurance company that agreed to
Insurance
settle?
company appointed solicitor who settled on their own accord despite my instruction.
And you gave instructions not to settle.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, if you gave instructions not to settle to a solicitor,
right,
then you have a complaint against that solicitor.
I've made complaint against
But
them.
he's asking, can he reopen? He's not happy with the settlement, so can he reopen the file?
I would suggest you can't reopen it with the other side's insurance company because there's been a settled claim. But that doesn't mean to say you don't have a complaint that you reopen with a solicitor, and the solicitor should, first of all, deal with your complaint properly. There will be a complaints process. If not, you ask for the legal ombudsman, and you may well get your compensation and reinstatement that way. Once there's been an agreed settlement, though, with the opposite side, you are bound by that. But again, I don't know exactly how the terms of settlement were.
Thank you, John. Unfortunately, we have reached our end of the program for tonight. দর্শক সরি আপনার আসলে কলটা আমরা শেষ করতে পারছি না, আমরা সময় শেষ হয়ে গেছে। আপনি স্টুডিওর মধ্যে ফোন করিয়া আবার আমরা গেস্টর ফোন নাম্বার নিবাগি হয়জনের নাম্বার নিবাগি আপনি নিয়ে ডিসকাস করতে পারবা ফার্দার, সো ইউ ক্যান স্পিক টু জন অ্যান্ড ইফ ইউ ওয়ান্ট টু টেক এনি ফার্দার অ্যাডভাইস ফ্রম হিম ইউর ওয়েলকাম টু ডু দ্যাট। দর্শক, আমাদের প্রোগ্রাম আজকে এখানে শেষ করতে হবে। আগামী প্রোগ্রামের আমন্ত্রণ জানিয়ে আজকের প্রোগ্রাম আমরা এখানে শেষ করব। আমাদের এই প্রোগ্রামটা সাফল্য করার জন্য আমাদের সাথে যারা অনেক পরিশ্রম করেছেন, আমাদের ক্যামেরার পিছনে যারা আছেন সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ, আপনাদেরকে সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ। সো উই উইল সি ইউ অ্যাগেইন অন আওয়ার নেক্সট প্রোগ্রাম। আল্লাহ হাফেজ।